50 Cent just leaked the first episodes of his explosive documentary on T.I. and King Harris, and he didn't hold back. The footage, shocking, compromising, and downright disgusting, has already made its way to top rappers like Boozy, Rick Ross, and Lil Baby, and their reactions were absolutely brutal. The clips show T.I. and King Harris in situations that have left the hip-hop world laughing, mocking, and questioning everything about their reputations. To understand the full picture here, you have to go back to where it all started. A Verzuz battle. For those unfamiliar, Verzuz is a format where two artists go song for song in front of a live audience, a celebration of each other's catalogues. The current chapter of this beef traces back to T.Y. publicly challenging 50 Cent to a Verzuz battle, where two artists go song for song in front of a live audience. Ty had wanted this matchup for years. T.I. initially suggested $1 million worth of game that the two had agreed on a Verzuz battle with, the idea being that Tip would reveal the news. Back in 2020, during the early days of the pandemic, T.I. even wished 50 a happy birthday on Instagram while simultaneously challenging him. This was back in the early days of the COVID-19 pandemic, when Verzuz events had just begun popping off, and Harris used the opportunity of wishing Fifth a happy birthday to challenge him to a battle. In an Instagram video, he said, "Pull your ass up with 20 of your records, man. Sit across from me, man." 50 brushed it off at the time. Then came 2026 and I decided to reignite the push. The latest iteration of the drama began on February 6th when Harris stopped by Nightcap with Shannon Sharp and Chad Johnson. The duo got T all excited about Verzuz again. On the podcast, T explained his position. He said he had originally wanted to battle Gucci Mane, but once Gucci faced off against Jeezy, that option was gone. So he pivoted. He said who he wanted. I said I wanted 50, Ty said on Nightcap. He doesn't want any smoke, though. I called my man out. He doesn't want any smoke. He's ducking smoke. Now, according to T.I., this was not a case of him randomly calling out 50 Cent. He said they had spoken about it privately and come to an agreement. T.I. explained $1 million worth of game that the matchup wasn't to pit them against each other. It was really about celebrating each other's catalogue, said Ty. I and this snooker talked about this. I just didn't call him out of the blue. This didn't come out of nowhere. We were moving around in Los Angeles, selling some shows together. Then T.I. says the plan was for him to announce it publicly and 50 would follow suit. But when T jumped out there with the announcement, something unexpected happened. 50 denied it, played dumb, and then publicly clowned him for making the announcement. The 45-year-old seemed to have organized to announce his interest in the Verzuz first, and then 50 seconds later. However, when he shared the news, 50 pretended not to know what he was talking about and began trolling him. This was the moment things shifted. T felt publicly embarrassed. He had put his name on the line, telling the world this Verzuz was coming. Moreman 50 made him look like he had fabricated the whole thing. Ty told the $1 Million Game podcast, "When I jumped out there, he acted like he didn't know what the fuck was going on. Just say you don't want to do it. All this other extra lame-ass, man, this is goofy." 50 responded in the way that anyone familiar with him would expect. On Friday, February 6th, he posted a video of T.I. participating in a 2010 Atlanta Crime Stoppers commercial. "I know Atlanta picks and chooses who they support, but you're got to do better. LOL. Keep my name out of your mouth." 50 captioned the post. That Crime Stoppers video was loaded. 50 was implying that T.I. was a snitch, something that carries heavy weight in hip-hop. Instead of stepping into the ring, 50 fired back with the nickname King Rat and told Ty to keep his name out of his mouth. Or Ty took that personally. Ty wrote, "You playing on my name when only one of us a rat in real life? You know I got your paperwork, right? And my transcript is available online. Your excuses is useless. Get your ED in the box or STFU and live in fear. You soft son. You've lost my respect." And just like that, what had been chatter about a potential Verzuz turned into a full-on rap feud. It is worth noting that the tension between these two is not new. The beef first began way back in 2006 when both rappers were debatably at their peak. 50 was the star of Gunit, and T.I. was the self-proclaimed king of the South. The tension began to appear in a competitive way and sneak disses. But this time in 2026, the lid came all the way off. Once 50 Cent called T.I. a snitch publicly, the gloves were off. But what pushed this from a standard rap beef into something that made the whole internet stop and watch was 50's decision to target T's family. It escalated after 50 publicly called T.I. a snitch, bringing up old hip-hop debates. T.I. denied it and pushed back hard. Things got more personal when 50 posted unflattering images of Tiny and Ty's family stepped in to defend her. 50 Cent appeared to respond by posting an unflattering image of Ty's wife. Tama Tiny Harris captioned, "I keep saying keep my name out your mouth, okay?" He followed that up with a meme featuring Tiny and her son King Harris captioned, "God doesn't like ugly." He posted unflattering images of Ty's wife Tama Tiny Harris and their son King Harris on Instagram, captioning one, "I keep saying, keep my name out your mouth." He also posted a meme of Tiny and King with the caption, "God doesn't like ugly." Now, this is where everything changed. Targeting a man's wife and children is a line that most people in hip-hop recognize as a point of no return. And for the Harris family, it activated everyone. The fact that T's entire family is now vocally in this beef tells you everything about how personal it has become. Ty did not sit on his hands. T opened his campaign with war, a brooding warning shot signaling that the bear had been woken. He followed it the same day with the right one, far more targeted and explosive. In the right one, T.I. went after 50 street credibility with force. In the track, T.I. branded 50 a 5-0 dispatcher, a direct snitch allegation, and claimed to have prison paperwork with 50 Cent's name in it. That is not vague shade. That is a direct attack on 50 Cent's most carefully guarded street credibility. T.I. has now released 4 diss tracks: War, The Right One, Lessons, and What Bully. 4 diss tracks from one of the South's most decorated rappers. But it did not stop with T.I. His sons got involved too. Demony, T.I.'s 24-year-old son, dropped his diss track, Ms. Jackson, which uses J. Cole's Poor Thing beat and samples Outkast's timeless classic. In the track, Demony went somewhere that shocked people. Demony uses his first verse to speak directly to 50 Cent's late mother. "Are you happy with the way he been holding your family name? I need to know because I can't sleep at night thinking you died in vain," he raps. In the second verse, Tip's son talks to Fifth himself and closes out by rapping, "The next time you missing mama," or "I can send you right to her." Then King Harris, T.Y.'s 21-year-old son, entered the fray with his own tracks. King Harris is keeping his foot on 50 Cent's neck as he drops his second diss track against the Gunit boss. He released his first one, Made Man, on Wednesday. On that song, he sent a clear message: "Don't disrespect my mother." He followed Made Man with Sailors. And this is where the beef crossed what many call the ultimate line titled Sailors. King Harris fights fire with fire by telling 50 Cent to dig his late mom Sabrina from the grave. For the cherry on top of this petty Sunday, Ty's son wears a t-shirt with Fifth's late mum on it. In the music video for Sailors, King Harris is seen smoking while wearing the custom shirt featuring 50 Cent's mother. The lyrics of the song also directly address 50 Cent and reference his mother. It did not end there. That brought T's son, King Harris, into the mix, and the father-son duo would go on to drop a combined 6-disc tracks. Between T.I., Damani, and King, the Harris family unleashed a barrage of music aimed at one man, Rick Ross, a longtime rival of 50 Cent, spotted the post and poured petrol on the flames with a comment asking for the same shirt in a 3X, visibly enjoying the chaos. Beyoncé's mother, Tina Knowles, also appeared to throw her support behind the T.I. side by reposting a photo of Tiny, a signal that the culture was firmly backing the Harris camp, and 50 noticed. 50 Cent dragged Tina Knowles into his beef with Ty after she voiced support for Tiny Harris on Instagram earlier this week. In doing so, he shared a picture of Knowles with the caption, "I'm not going to do it, but Ann is getting weird." The whole thing had become a cultural event. But through all of this, through 4 diss tracks from T.I., 2 from King, and 1 from Demani, despite the barrage of diss tracks, 50 Cent has so far refrained from directly responding with music, stating he will not engage in a tit-for-tat exchange. He stayed on Instagram. He kept posting memes. He kept trolling, and people started to wonder, was 50 planning something else entirely? As the diss tracks kept piling up, King Harris decided to escalate the situation even further by moving beyond music and into documents. King Harris, T.Y.'s 21-year-old son, posted what he described as a 2009 federal document related to the murder investigation of Lel Mac Fletcher. The filing references an anonymous call. Investigators later connected that call to Curtis 50 Cent Jackson. The document states, "Long after further investigation, it was discovered that the phone used to place the anonymous tip was connected to Curtis 50 Cent Jackson." Jackson confirmed that he was the person who placed the anonymous call and that he was in fear of his life following the death of Lel Mac Fletcher. This was a direct attempt to prove that 50 Cent, the same man who called T.I. King Rat and labelled him a snitch, had himself cooperated with federal investigators. He took to Instagram to share what looks like an official FBI report dating back to 2009. The document outlines how Fifth allegedly placed an anonymous tip about Lel Fletcher's murder investigation. Allegedly, he told officials that he was in fear for his safety and that James Jimmy Henchman Roseman had ordered Loy Mac's murder. Jimmy Henchman is currently serving a life sentence for this in addition to other charges. In hip-hop, snitching allegations are not just an insult. They can end careers and erase legacies. The fact that King Harris, a 21-year-old, was the one pulling the trigger on this type of material added another layer to the conversation. King's involvement has added a generational dimension to the conflict. As a result, it has shifted from a rivalry between 2 established artists to a broader public argument that now includes their children. 50 fired back. He denied the claims, reportedly saying he had never cooperated with authorities in his life. But the paperwork was circulating, screenshots were everywhere, and the damage, real or perceived, had been done. King Harris was not letting up. Meanwhile, had Ty himself started to reflect publicly on just how far things had gone. During a sit-down with the Abelura Rosenberg show, he talked about his son's involvement. Ty said, "No, I don't enjoy it, particularly when King decided to go scorched earth at the Gunit Mogul. I spent so much time trying to get this little one off the ledge. Now he has justifiable means to undo all of the teaching that I've been teaching." However, he did admit he was proud of how both his sons defended their mother, Tameka Tiny Harris, who became the butt of several since-deleted memes posted by 50. When asked specifically about the moment things crossed the line, Ty pointed to one thing. When asked when he felt things went a little too far in the beef, T pointed directly at the video of King wearing a shirt with 50's deceased mother's face on it. I said, that's enough when I saw that t-shirt," the Atlanta rapper said. "I'm big on treating people the way I want to be treated. I don't just be out here doing unto others how I don't want to be dealt with, but they're like, it's in response. It's over with. Let that go, man. That is significant." Ty, a man who has been in the streets, the courtroom, the prison system, and the recording booth, said the t-shirt was too far. He was not questioning his son's loyalty, he was questioning the method, I said. That's enough. "When I saw that t-shirt," said the rapper, referring to King wearing a shirt with 50 Cent's deceased mother on it, "I'm big on treating people the way I want to be treated. I don't just be out here doing unto others how I don't want to be dealt with." But even with that admission, Ty made it clear he respected his son's instinct to protect their mother. "I'm a logical, reasonable man of respect," Ty said. "I raise my children to be men of respect." Be logical and reasonable and not emotional. The one thing that I am proud of is that the women and children in our families see that it's a line of men that's here against whoever the fuck. He also reiterated that the beef was not a publicity stunt for his new music. I might have tempered down the barrage of diss tracks he sent 50 Cent's way, but there are a few things he wishes hadn't occurred. During a sit-down with the Ebro and Laura Rosenberg show, the Atlanta rapper reiterated that he didn't need beef with 50 to boost awareness for his hit single, Let Him Know. He said he did not go looking for this fight, but when 50 Cent attacked his family, he responded. And he said the quietness from 50 Cent after all of it was telling. And ultimately, all of the quietness that we're witnessing right now from Dude, what would have happened if that quietness had been practiced at the beginning? Absolutely nothing. We wouldn't be here. That quote right there might be the most important line from this entire feud. Ty was saying, "You started this. If you had stayed quiet from the beginning, none of this would exist." But 50 did not stay quiet. And now neither would Ty. While T and his family were dropping records, 50 Cent was moving in a different direction. He was not going to the studio. He was going to the editing room. 50 Cent has seemingly confirmed he's making a documentary on T.I. and his wife Tiny's sexual assault allegations, adding fuel to their feud. On March 5th, 2026, 50 Cent posted and then quickly deleted an Instagram screenshot of a headline that read, 50 Cent reportedly developing surviving T.I. and Tiny documentary. The caption confirmed he was aware of exactly what he was inferring. Remember how quiet I got before the Diddy do? Dame thought I wasn't coming. I hope this doesn't mess up your promo tour. They're going to ask about your 20 sexual assault cases. You might want to talk to a crisis PR person. That caption is loaded. Let us break it down. The reference to the Diddy do is not casual. The reference to the Diddy do is crucial. 50 Cent executive produced the Netflix docuseries on Sean Combs that aired in late 2025, a project that many in hip-hop credit with accelerating Diddy's public downfall. The implication is unmistakable. 50 is claiming he has done this before, and he is prepared to do it again. The name of the documentary itself is a deliberate choice. If that name sounds familiar, it's because it deliberately echoes the surviving R. Kelly format. The same playbook 50 used to devastating effect on Sean Diddy Combs, for 50 to name-drop the format that helped take down R. Kelly and then Diddy and attaching it to Ty and Tiny's names was a calculated move. The rumoured documentary was described as an investigative-style project, similar to the documentary series 50 previously produced about Sean Diddy Combs. Insiders claim 50 is developing a documentary tentatively titled Surviving T and Tiny. The reported project would revisit past sexual misconduct allegations made by multiple women against the couple. Now, what are these allegations? T.I. and Tiny have previously and consistently denied the allegations against them, which reportedly span 2005 to 2015 and include accusations of sexual assault, drugging, and other misconduct from multiple women. The vast majority of associated lawsuits have been dismissed in court. That is an important detail. The cases were dismissed. There have been no criminal convictions, but 50 Cent does not appear to be interested in the legal outcome. He seems interested in the narrative. This latest documentary announcement may represent something even bigger. If it materializes, it could be seen as 50 Cent's nuclear option in the feud. The rapper-turned-media mogul has proven he knows how to generate massive attention through documentaries. He was also involved in the highly watched documentary about Sean Diddy Combs that surged in popularity on Netflix. The timing is not accidental. The timing is maximally calculated. T.I. is currently gearing up for the release of his final album, Kill the King. This is supposed to be Ty's farewell project, his retirement from rap. And 50 is threatening to drop a documentary that could overshadow the entire rollout. The documentary threat changes the stakes entirely. If 50 was serious, T.I.'s Kill the King album rollout could be completely overshadowed. The question that everyone in hip-hop is asking is simple. Is this real? Or is it just 50 being 50? It is unconfirmed. 50 Cent shared a headline suggesting the documentary is in development in a since-deleted Instagram post and used his caption to lean into the threat. Given 50's history of using social media to troll before following through on projects, both possibilities remain on the table. But here is the thing about Curtis Jackson. He has actually followed through before. The Diddy documentary was real. It was impactful. And it came after a long period of silence that people mistook for him backing down. That is the part that should keep T.I. up at night. 50 Cent has a pattern. He goes quiet. People assume he has moved on, and then he delivers something that detonates the entire conversation. While the post has since been removed, it could suggest he was just trolling. But the fans are still wondering if the documentary will come to light. Whether or not a camera has actually started rolling, the threat alone has already done damage. The conversation has shifted from T.I.'s music to T.I.'s past allegations. That in itself is a strategic win for 50. I did not back down from the documentary's threat. In fact, he leaned into it. The King of the South made it clear he does not feel threatened by the possibility of a documentary or any other challenge. I wrote on Instagram, "We can go bar for bar, hit for hit, or doc for doc. Either way, all you are going to do is show how much of an FNU you are." The post features a clip of Tip and his son King Harris listening to the former's track, Let M, from his upcoming album, Kill the King. "Let's play Nobody Fears You over here, boo-boo." That doc-to-doc line is doing a lot of work. T.I. is saying, if you want to make a documentary about me, I can make one about you. He is matching the energy. He is not flinching. Son Tip framed the situation as open competition, suggesting the two veterans could settle things in several ways. Ty followed up with another Instagram post, this time featuring a family photo. T.I. clapped back at 50 Cent in another Instagram post last night. This one featured a picture of Tip and his family. 50 Cent dropped, "Whatever you choose, just please keep showing the world you're a hop," he wrote. Meanwhile, T.I.'s music is performing. Tip earned his first solo Billboard Hot 100 entry in more than a decade with Let Him Know, which held at number 50 on the chart, dated February 21st. Ty's single Let Him Know hit number 1 on urban radio and crossed into the top 40, making it one of his biggest recent chart performances. His retirement album, Kill the King, is in motion. And despite the chaos, he is using every bit of this feud to stay visible. 50 Cent, on the other hand, has continued to play the game his way, despite Tip's best efforts to lure him into the ring for a full-fledged rap battle. 50 Cent has made it clear that he has no intention of hopping back into the booth alongside a fake stupid-ass ENI Award certificate that he posted on Instagram. The power mogul wrote, "Goes to old rappers still trying to battle rap. ChatGPT told me that. I don't need me to rap. You need me to rap. Lol, get the fic off my page." He also managed to sneak in some bars through the back door. 50 got up off the mat and shrewdly responded to Ty and Tiny with a couple of bars in his new Power Origins theme song, No One Told Us, which features Leon Thomas. He raps while referencing the sexual assault allegations Tip and Tiny have faced. So technically, 50 did respond on a record, just not in the traditional diss track format. He buried it in a TV show theme song, which is peak 50 Cent behavior. And on top of all this, in that same since-deleted post, 50 claimed that he had some new music dropping soon. 50 has also hinted at new music of his own after months of refusing to get back in the booth, suggesting the beef may yet spill over into actual rap records from both sides. So, where does this leave things? The feud is active. Neither man is stepping back. T.I. is focused on his final album and his radio success. 50 is focused on media power, documentaries, TV shows, and social media dominance. Hip-hop is watching this one very carefully. The question is not just whether the documentary exists, or it is whether 50 Cent's playbook from Combs can be replicated and whether T.I. has the PR infrastructure to absorb the impact. The possible documentary only adds more heat to the long-running tension between the two rappers. Their back and forth has been bubbling for years, but it recently boiled over again when T.I. engaged. For now, the rap battle may not be happening, but the drama between the two stars is still very much alive. The reality is this: 50 Cent has built a second career out of turning his enemies' worst moments into content. He did it with Diddy. He is threatening to do it with T. And whether or not the surviving Ty and Tiny documentary ever sees the light of day, the threat alone has already shifted the conversation. Ty says he is not scared. He says he is ready for whatever comes. But the man across from him has a track record of following through. And in 2026, the weapon of choice in a rap beef is no longer a diss track. It is a documentary deal with a streaming platform. If this moves forward, this feud won't just stay on social media. It could shift to streaming platforms. And that changes the conversation completely. This is far from over. Stay tuned.